Thank you, Chief Secretary. Thank you, members of the Fourth Estate. Cabinet considered and noted the report on the Food Deficit Mitigation Program as presented by the Minister of Public Service, Labour and Social Welfare, Honourable Edgar Moyo. The third blitz in terms of food distribution commenced on the 1st of November 2024 and ended on the 31st of January 2025, with deserving people having received assistance from the government of Zimbabwe. The government of Zimbabwe has distributed over 90% of the total grain to food insecure and vulnerable households, whilst development partners have distributed 10%. The fourth blitz distribution phase commenced on the 1st of February 2025 and is expected to end on the 31st of March 2025. The government of Zimbabwe will finalize the first round in terms of crop assessment. Cabinet considered an update on the National Drug and Substance Abuse response covering the period 1 September 2024 to 31st of January 2025 as presented by the Minister of Skills, Audit and Development, Honorable Professor Paul Mavima. Cabinet wishes to advise the nation that during the period under review, 79 illegal drug bases were destroyed, with a total of 9,527 offenders arrested, with also a total of 616 suppliers also arrested and 8,911 end users also arrested. Collaboration with international law enforcement agencies led to the arrest of other 3 people who were carrying 23 kilograms of dacha. The Medicines Control Authority of Zimbabwe conducted 117 inspections and closed 5 non-compliant premises. 155,421 youths benefited from the vocational training programs. The Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education has integrated the Drug and Substance Abuse program into the school curriculum, reaching 7,274,000 learners, whilst 62,656 students were engaged in terms of prevention programs through the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development. The Ministry of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development conducted awareness programs reaching 111,000 people. The nation is also informed that the Ministry of Sports, Recreation and Arts engaged 11,000 participants in cultural and sports events, while religious organizations also educated 16,000 congregants through sermons and awareness programs. Entities such as Visionary Cadres Association of Zimbabwe and Mbatira Pamwe reached over 2,130 people with drug abuse prevention messages. The nation is further informed that 3 new rehabilitation centers were established in Victoria Falls, Harare, and Kwekwe. The Ministry of Health and Child Care, Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Services, and partners enhanced rehabilitation programs, serving 19 new patients in prison. The private sector and the diaspora community is invited also to participate. A total of 13,695 people received psychosocial support in order to assist with reintegration, whilst 886 individuals were reintegrated into their families. 6,695 parents attended parenting sessions and 1,161 people were reached through online support education platforms. Awareness campaigns were aired on national television and community radio stations, whilst new followers were engaged through social media platforms. The government of Zimbabwe will continue to review the current legislation in order to address the drug and substance abuse challenges. Cabinet received and approved an MOU between the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of Rwanda, and between the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of South Africa on cooperation in the field of youth affairs, as presented by the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi. The Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of South Africa desire to cooperate in the mutual development of young people through existing bilateral arrangements. The areas of cooperation include life skills, training and capacity development, entrepreneurship development, agriculture, agro-processing and manufacturing, market development, technology development and transfer of skills, skills development and reintegration programs for youths in conflict with the law, tourism business development, health promotion programs, and transformation and empowerment programs. Some of the objectives include raising the standard of living for youths in disadvantaged communities, thus reducing poverty, promoting and facilitating life skills, training and capacity building for youths for sustainable nation building, promoting rural development based on youth in agriculture, and reducing criminal activities committed by youths whilst creating peace and crime-free countries. The same also applies in terms of the MOU between the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of Rwanda. Cabinet received and approved the proposal for the ratification of the SADC Interstate Protocol on the transfer of sentenced offenders, as presented by the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi. On the 18th of August 2019, His Excellency the President, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, signed the SADC Interstate Protocol on the transfer of sentenced offenders. The objective of the protocol is to facilitate the transfer of sentenced offenders from foreign territories. They would be serving prison sentences in order to enable them to serve the remaining sentences in their home countries. In terms of the protocol, the transfer of sentenced offenders may take place upon the request and with the consent of the sentencing and the administering states. The ratification of the protocol demonstrates Zimbabwe's commitment to international cooperation and adherence to global norms, and would also strengthen Zimbabwe's diplomatic relations with other SADC member states. Cabinet received and noted the report on the Africa Prosperity Dialogues, which was held from the 30th of January to the 1st of February 2025 in Accra, Ghana, as presented by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Honorable Professor Amon Muswere. The government of Zimbabwe attended the Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2025 upon invitation. The conference was attended by 46 African countries represented by heads of state, policymakers and business leaders in hybrid format. Key highlights of the Africa Prosperity Dialogues included the following: the importance of fostering trade and economic integration across the continent, industrialization and trade supporting infrastructure to enhance intra-Africa trade, and financial and digital trade issues. Cabinet received and noted the report on His Excellency the President's attendance to the African Union's 38th Ordinary Session in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, from the 15th to the 16th of February 2025, as presented by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Honorable Professor Emon Muswere. His Excellency the President, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, led the Zimbabwean delegation to the 38th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government, which was held under the theme Justice for Africans and People of African Descent through Reparations. The Assembly was attended by 34 heads of state and government, 2 vice presidents, and 4 prime ministers. His Excellency the President, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, participated in the African Union Peace and Security Council meeting on the peace and security situation in the Sudan and the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The President, in his capacity as the chairperson of the Southern African Development Community, delivered a message that resonated with the views of the Council in calling for the emerging of the Luanda and Nairobi peace processes, an unconditional ceasefire, unfettered access to humanitarian assistance, inclusive dialogue, the withdrawal of M23 and uninvited forces from the DRC. The Council reaffirmed its support for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Peace and Security Council meeting also welcomed and reaffirmed the outcomes of the SADC Extraordinary Summit on the security situation in the DRC. Zimbabwe participated in a number of bilateral and sideline meetings on the margins of the 38th African Union Summit. His Excellency the President, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, as well as the chairperson of SADC, attended a high-level meeting on domestic financing. The purpose of the meeting was to explore innovative strategies for addressing financial and Africa's health systems. His Excellency the President also emphasized the need for domestic mobilization in order to curb disease outbreaks. His Excellency the President, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, also met the UAE Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and emphasized that Zimbabwe is open for business. Other engagements also included His Excellency the President's meeting with the President of the Republic of Mozambique, His Excellency Comrade Daniel Chapo. The two leaders reaffirmed the existing excellent government-to-government and party-to-party relations. The Zimbabwean delegation also met the Minister of Foreign Affairs for the Republic of Ethiopia. The two countries also agreed to resume the Joint Permanent Commission of Cooperation in Addis Ababa this year. His Excellency the President, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, also hosted a press conference for the SADC candidate, Dr. Mayimbo from Zambia, and the press conference was attended also by the President of the Republic of Burundi, who is also the COMESA chairman. Thank you.